have the director of the Guam Contractors Licensing Board, Mr. Cecil Buddy Orsini. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning. So we understand that you, along with other members of the licensing board, have been paying a visit to the Marbo Cave area.
Yes, we have.
Can you tell us what what you guys are doing?
Okay, our investigation is not done though. There's some documentations that we are just waiting for to wrap up our investigation. So there's some findings that we found, and we're gonna take it to another step as soon as we conclude.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some documentations that we request that consist of samples and materials and specifications. We need the latest one. Apparently there was two different revisions that happened here, and the latest one that we got was actually issued on the 20th, which is one of the ponding basins that wasn't in play, which to me was the most critical one, which was the fifth one. So if that thing was there, this incident would have been prevented.
When you say just revisions, and you said the 20th, is that July 20th or?
It's June 22nd of 2020. So it was last year.
Okay, last year. Okay. So can we just start at the beginning? Can you just start with the licensing board's role in all of this?
Okay, our role is to protect the community and the public from willful violations and also concerns of EPA, environmental, and public health issues.
And so the Guam Contractors Licensing Board, do you guys sign off? Are you part of one of the signatories on the permits and that are and plans that are approved by contractors?
Well, see, our role on the clearance is that we make sure that whoever the owner in situations like this, in applications, whether it's a residential or commercial, we verify if the individual or the company is licensed. And if they're currently licensed, right, and then we sign off. So that's the clearance process.
Okay, so they were cleared. Samsung.
Yeah, they
right?
were cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were cleared. They're licensed.
Mm. So when did you guys hear about the problems over there at Marbo? Was it just when you guys heard about it?
As soon as it happened. It was the media, as soon as it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that EPA is going to go and conduct the investigation. So we waited a day first, and then we went out. So we actually react. So my guys here, their title is investigators. It's not inspectors. So situations like this, you're already licensed. You took the license here, you pass, you become a licensed contractor. So they know what to do. You understand? So we react as investigators. So we have to conduct our investigation to see what happened here. Is it blatant? Things of that nature. And then we go from there. So if it goes to a certain degree, then I will call in my board to go ahead and decide on this. But like I said, we're not done with our investigation. We're at our last stage on reviewing it as a unit. And then if matters arises, right, or something deep that we got that is really above and beyond, then I will probably call a special board meeting, and then we go from there together as a board. And keep in mind, I'm a non-voting member of the board.
So, I mean, what would be the ultimate, I guess, enforcement that you guys can take? Or can you guys issue penalties, monetary penalties?
Well, like I said, I can't give the penalty and fine yet until the investigation is completed.
But you can.
So, I'm not saying we're going to give them a fine. That's not what I'm saying right now. But in the event, if it turns that way, we, based on our law, 21 GCA Real Property Chapter 70 Contractors, the minimum will be $200, and we can go all the way up to 50% of the contract amount.
Wow. So the contract amount
50% of the contract amount.
What's the contract amount on this?
I believe it's 18 million.
Wait, the contract amount with GPA?
I believe it's 18 million.
Yeah, I know it's tens of
And
millions.
like I said, there's some documentation that we haven't received yet. So this is just based. So some of the information is just based on the project manager. On our meeting we had 2 days ago up there. So that's why we're just waiting for very important documentation from the contractor.
Are you sure it's not a $200 million contract, buddy?
It's a lot more, right? But this is the revision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different costs for different bases.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. That's one of the revisions. So yes, I believe you're right, Chris.
Right. Was a $200 million
Yeah.
contract between the Guam Power Authority and KEPCO.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
I believe so. That was one of the revisions.
You mentioned
So
well,
that particular document actually we're waiting for the main actually contract.
Hmm.
So what I have is one of the revisions actually. So the latest revision actually we're waiting for. So that one we haven't received yet.
right.
So
Buddy,
when you say revision, it was like a change, an add-on to the existing plan.
Are we talking about the same plan that Guam EPA is talking about, the sediment and erosion control plan?
Yes, and the whole entire plan, because there's other areas there, right? That consists of the erosion control plan. It's not just that area there where it happened.
But you're saying
So
that the revision.
also our review also is to find out too where other things, not just that area, was other things that's supposed to be there. Was it there or not? See, that's our investigation.
buddy, when we started this conversation, you talked about willful violation, and
Yeah.
given that they submitted a plan, they knew what they were supposed to do, didn't do it, were
Yeah.
issued a notice of violation by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency. I know your investigation is still ongoing, but it kind of sounds like maybe you already believe that there was a willful violation. I mean, if we're talking about possibly convening a special board meeting and all that stuff, is that what your findings are leaning towards?
It's in the process right now, so we have to do what we should do, right? Based on our laws too. But if it goes that way, then I have to call a special board meeting. But yeah, it's a due process here.
Is this a type of project that the Guam Contractors Licensing Board, you said they're investigators, that they should have gone out there periodically to monitor, to ensure that they were
not really.
Okay.
What I did when I first came in here, Sabrina, there are some things that I did with the board. I was going through that dilemma, right? Because we didn't have a quorum when I first got here, and the last administration, they didn't have, I believe, 8 months of board meetings, right? So they didn't even have a quorum, but they could have actually add on some appointees so they could have got confirmed, but they weren't going anywhere. We had 3 oversights at that time before I came in a matter of a month. That's not good. So what I did was, when I had to review, we didn't receive a transition letter from the former administrator. I had to figure out everything myself, and I had assistance from former Senator Tom Ada. So what I put in play actually was for these guys to go out if they got time. But the priority here is when we get a complaint, right, coming from the public or anybody calls in here, we react to those things. So when these guys are not doing anything on our rules and regulations, what I add on was these guys go ahead and randomly just check the projects, go and investigate and see if everything's all right, whether it's safety issues, or compliance within the plan and rules and regulations of the CLB. So that wasn't happening here prior before I came in. That's what I inserted on one of the rules and regulations. So not necessary that these guys go out every day and inspect. So we actually act as investigators. So that's what we're doing now in this kind of situation. So when this thing happened, of course we have to go investigate. It's a licensed contractor, and that's what these guys do. We're investigators, not inspectors. There's a difference.
So the inspectors are with DPW. So were the inspectors doing their job, buddy?
That I'm not here to investigate that. I'm here to investigate the licensed contractor. So that's our role as CLB.
Right. But I know in the course of your
we all
investigation,
have our jurisdictions, right? So
I know.
CLB is actually we have to investigate the licensed contractor
oh yeah,
based on the situation that happened. So as investigators, we react. So that's what we do. That's
Right.
our role.
yeah. But
not,
I mean,
not that we cannot go and do, inspection. So that these guys can, and we have been since I got here.
I mean, I know that your job is to investigate the licensed contractor, but I mean, in the course of your investigation, did you find out just by investigating with your investigators that whether or not DPW was showing up to do their inspection?
That I don't know. That I really don't know. One of the things that we did ask was the daily reports up there. So we got some. We haven't have their complete file yet. That's one thing I did ask, and their work schedule. So our thing is to see whether the controls was it happening at the time. The work schedule will show you the areas and locations and sections where they're going to start to end certain things in the project, which is the erosion control plan.
Right. So we were told there were supposed to be 5 ponding basins, right? How many did you see?
We saw about, the 5th one wasn't even finished. So before the incident happened, it didn't play its role. It should have played its role if it was done. But that was the revised. So that was the latest revision, which was the 2020. Up there we saw 4 ponding basins, but I don't think one would it's appropriate. I don't think it's based on the plan. It's not going to function the way it's supposed to.
Right, and that's why Marbo Cave ended up being the ponding basin.
Well, that was the 5th one. So the 5th, and to me, the most important one was the one, of course, it's going to be at the lowest elevation. That was number 5, and that one wasn't ready. Should have been done, but it wasn't ready.
Okay, buddy. So when are you going to call this special board meeting? You think by the end of the week?
It depends. I say I may, but so it all depends on the outcome of the investigation.
All right.
So let us know when you're going to call the meeting, and we'll cover it.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
That's that.
Okay.
Okay, right on.
Okay, you're welcome.
8:49. It's Wednesday, August 4th. That was Cecil Buddy Orsini of the Guam Contractors Licensing Board.